What's going on, guys? Thank you for watching another video. Today we'll be working on the interior of my 2008 BMW M3, and we'll be installing a red engine start stop button as well as the red M button on the steering wheel. So I think this would be a nice touch to the interior. I'll include a link down below on where I got these both. So I'm excited to install these. Let's go. All right, so here's what I got. I got my red M button for the steering wheel, as well as my start stop button. I also got some paint because I'll be painting the trim around my steering wheel because it's a bit worn out. And I also got some sandpaper to sand it with. More likely I'll probably also be painting the ring around the start stop button that's silver, so I'll be painting that black as well, just so that everything flows pretty nice. Alright, so here's where we will be placing the red M button. And as you can see, here's the trim that I was talking about that's faded out a little bit. I figured since we're going to be replacing this, we might as well repaint this satin black to make it look nice. And also, if you look over here, the start stop button, the silver ring around it, we'll be painting this satin black as well, just so that when we put in the red start stop button, it pops out a little bit more. Alright, so before we get started, we will need to disconnect the battery. We won't have to disconnect the entire battery, we'll just have to disconnect the negative terminal. So we'll use a 10mm to disconnect it here. Alright, so I got the negative disconnected, and what I like to do, I just like to place a towel over it just so that it doesn't make any contact with any metal. Alright guys, now in order to get to the start stop button, we got to remove this panel right here. So we're going to start from this side and then move all the way down to the end. There's a clip right here, and then I believe a clip somewhere here, and then also a clip towards the end over here. Now this clip over here at the end, you want to be very careful when pulling it out because it's known to crack very easily. So let's get started. Alright, so now behind the start stop button there's a connector that you want to disconnect. Okay, got that out. And then we have a connector right here where the hazard lights are that we got to disconnect. So I'll push this out like so. Here it is. And then we want to disconnect these two. Okay, got that one out. Got that one out. Okay, so now we can pull this piece out. Okay, so as you can see, I got the piece out here, the start stop button. In order to remove it, you got these like little clips, one right here, and I believe one over here, and I'm just gonna push down on them so that we can release this piece. Push down and push out, and then here you go. So we got the start stop button out. Okay, so to remove the silver ring from the start stop button, if you turn it around, you'll see these four clips here. So you have one right here, another one here, as well as one right here. So what I'll be doing is using this tool that mine came with. It's like a small flathead, and I'll just be prying them each one by one. Alright, so we got it off. Okay, so next, to remove the black start stop button from this piece, they have these small, I think 4 clips. See if I could spot them here. There's one right here, one right here, and one right here. So we're gonna unclip those to remove the start stop button from this piece. Okay, so we got it off, and we're going to replace it with the red start stop button. Alright, so we have the old start stop button and then the new one. This one looks better already. So we're going to go ahead and pop this one in, and as you can see, you just line it up, and where this little space here goes, that's where the engine button will line up to. So you place it in front like this and just push in, and it should snap. And there we go. Wow, I'm loving it already. All right, so now that we got the start stop button replaced, we're gonna move on to the M button on the steering wheel. Now, in order to do that, we gotta remove the airbag, which is why we disconnected the negative on the battery so that the airbag doesn't explode in our face. So let's go ahead and get ready and replace the M button on the steering wheel. All right, so here we are on the steering wheel. So in order to remove this M button, we need to remove the trim, and in order to remove the trim, we got to remove the airbag. So I'm going to show you guys how we do that. As you will see, they have two holes at the bottom of the steering wheel. So there's one hole here, and then there's another hole right here. And so what you're going to do is you're going to be placing like a flathead screwdriver to push against there to release the airbags. Alright, so I'm going to place the flathead in both of the holes in the back to release this piece right here. So I got it entered in, and I'm going to push up. So I got this piece loosened, and I'm going to do the same on this side. Alright, so now you should be able to pull it out like this. Now behind the airbags, you have two connectors, and they're color coded, so when you're ready to reconnect them, you won't get them mixed up. To disconnect them, I'm going to use my pry tool here. Alright, so just to give you guys a better look at what I'm talking about, here are the two connectors that are holding in the airbag. And so what you want to do is you want to release these. So I'm going to use my pry tool just to lift up here, and also do the same for this one. Okay, now we could disconnect them. Pull right up, they should come off pretty easily. Once you have them off, you don't have to worry about confusing them once you need to put them back in, because they're color coded, as you can see. Alright, now to just show you real quick how we were able to release the airbag. Once you put in the flathead through the hole here, you'll see that there's a little spring right over here, and once you push in, you can see it moving. That's what releases the airbag. There's also one on this side as well that works the same way. As you can see, the spring moving. Alright, so the next step now, what we're going to do is remove the trim. There's 3 screws, one behind here, one over here, and also one behind over here. So we're going to remove those 3 screws so we can take off the trim. Alright, so now I'm going to unscrew the 3 screws using the T20. Alright, so I got the 3 screws out, and as you'll see, there is still this wire right here that's connected to this trim, as well as one wire over here and another over here that I will need to remove in order to get the trim out completely. Alright, so this wire right here was a pain to disconnect. You can see it has like a little second clip that's hooked to it. So in order to get it out, I had to put, there's a hole in the center of it, and you just press down that button and it should release it, and you should be able to pull it out completely like that. So yeah, here it is. This piece right here, I had to press down in order to pull this out. So just to let you guys know, if you come across that and it's hard to pull this one out, that's what helped for me. All right, so I got the trim off. As you can see, it was getting really worn out. So it's a good thing that we're gonna be repainting it, give it a nice fresh OEM look. And so yeah, so let me show you the back here, where the wires were connected, one right over here, as well as one in here. So we got those out. Now what we're gonna do is we need to get these buttons out. So I'm gonna be unscrewing this piece here and this piece here. And so again, I'll be using a T20 for this one. Alright, so as you see, we have the M button right here, and in order to release it, we got these clips here. Got one right here, one up here, and also one right here. So I'm just gonna push down on each of these and release it. Alright, so we got it off. Here's the circuit board. So I'm gonna keep it face down just so it doesn't get messed up or not all the buttons come out. Now carefully, I'm just gonna turn it over, and we want the M button here. So I'm just gonna push that button in and take it out. And keep this face down. So here we got it, the old one, and let's get ready to put in the new one. So I'm just gonna peel back this rubber piece here. And then place the new M button in that place. Make sure I line everything back up. And there we have it. Looks good already. So let me reassemble everything back. Put this back on. Pop this back into place. All right. So now we're good to go. Damn, that looks better already. Can't wait to put these in. Next, we gotta repaint this trim. Yikes. Alright, next I'll be repainting the trim. So what I got, I have some rubbing alcohol in this bottle. I have my paint here that I'll be using. I also have my sandpaper. So I'm going to be sanding it first and then getting it ready to be painted. I'm more likely going to sand it with a 200 grit and then finish it off with a 400. Alright, so I got the M here covered up, ready to start sanding. Alright, so I got the trim sanded, as well as this sanded. So now we're gonna get ready to paint it, but before I do, I'm gonna spray it with some rubbing alcohol first just to clean it, and then we're gonna add our first coat of paint. Alright, so we got our paint. Just give it a shake, add the first coat.
20 minutes later.
Alright, so now we're gonna do the second coat.
1 hour later.
And now time for the third and final coat.
Two hours later.
Alright, so here we have it, the finished product. Finished painted, dried off. Now let's go ahead and add in the buttons. Alright, so here we are. I'm loving it already. It's finished. So now all we have to do is put everything back in its place. I'm going to start with the steering wheel first and then do the start button last. So we're going to connect our push start stop button, and while you're lining this up, before you actually put it in, you want to try to get these wires right here into this hole here, and then once you do, you will connect this piece last. Just snake these wires through in here. Then connect our push start button. And there we have it, the finished product. Wow, the trim came out pretty nice. I like the way the red pops, especially on the start stop button. And I'm glad I painted this black as well. Makes it stand out more. And also I'll include a link down below for all of the supplies and tools that I use for this job. So if you're interested in trying it out yourself, it'll all be down there in the description. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out what other mods I could do to the interior. Oh, and I was at the gas station using one of the vacuums the other day, and as I was vacuuming, the vacuum sucked out this power button here, which sucks. So I was trying to find it online to see if I could just get the button itself, but it seems that no one is selling the button alone by itself. I would end up having to buy this entire piece here. And this entire piece here I'm seeing online is for like $200, and it kind of sucks because I really don't need the entire piece. I just need this one button, but I can't seem to find it anywhere online. So if anyone happens to know where I could find it, or if they have an extra one, please hit me up. I'd greatly appreciate it. But yeah, so guys, that's all I have for today. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.